Hello children, welcome to Narayana live classes. This is the class 5 assignment on sadhana long questions. Okay, you have 1 and 2 questions which you need to complete in your sadhana workbook. Right, let's see what is the question is all about. Answer the following long questions. Explain the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse with the help of the diagram. In your sadhana book, an empty block is given. You better divide the block into 2 parts and you can draw the lunar and the solar eclipse in that, and you need to write the answer. What is lunar eclipse and solar eclipse? Let's find out. See this image? This is all about the solar eclipse. When the moon comes in between sun and the earth, the lunar or what? This is solar eclipse, right? When the moon comes between sun and the earth, the solar eclipse occurs. Okay, so is it clear children? What is solar eclipse? When the moon comes in between earth and the sun, the solar eclipse occurs. So the moon comes under the shadow of the moon actually. The earth comes under the shadow of the moon. So remember, the moon is between sun and the earth. During that time, solar eclipse occurs. Okay, let's write the answer. And what is the next one? Next is the lunar. Lunar, the earth is in between sun and the moon. The earth is between sun and the moon. So during that period, lunar eclipse occurs. Lunar means nothing but moon. So just see the previous one. Solar, the moon is coming between sun and the earth, and lunar, the earth is between sun and the moon. So now let's write the answer. So what is the answer here? Solar eclipse. You need to write the answer. This is a long question. So long means little lengthier answers. So what is the answer? When the moon passes between the sun and the earth. When the moon passes between the sun and the earth, it blocks the rays of the sun partially or totally from falling on the earth. Is it clear? So what comes between the sun and the earth? Moon comes in the solar eclipse. Is it clear? Now coming the next point under that, it can occur only during a new moon. So solar eclipse occurs when there is a new moon. Okay, it can occur only during the new moon. The earth is then in the shadow of the moon. The earth is under the shadow of the moon, as I said. This is known as solar eclipse. Is it clear children? So better you write down all these answers in your sadhana workbook. Coming to the next, lunar eclipse. When the earth passes between the sun and the moon. When the earth passes between the sun and the moon, it casts a shadow on the moon partially or totally. Partially or totally. This is known as the lunar eclipse or eclipse of the moon. Is it clear? So what comes between the moon and the sun? Earth comes during the lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse occurs more frequently than the solar eclipse. Lunar eclipse occurs more frequently than the solar eclipse. A lunar eclipse can last upon an hour and a half. It mostly occurs within 1 hour or within a half hour. You know, lunar eclipse and solar eclipse, you know, some people think it's a good sign, some people think it's a bad so it depends upon what your mythology is saying. This is all about the lunar and solar eclipse. Let's go for the next question. The next question is, how does an earthquake occur? How does an earthquake occur? What precautions can be taken during the earthquake? What precautions can be taken in the earthquake? What is earthquake? You know, if you know the interior of the earth, the middle part is the core, right? In the first is the core, then mantle and the crust. So what happened when the heat, the earth interior part of heat gets more heat, you know, the magma comes out. When the magma comes out, there will be a lot of frictions on the surface of the crust. Okay, this is not about, this is all about the earthquake. And earthquake, mostly you find the earthquake in the plateau regions. Okay, that's the reason plateau is blessed with lot of minerals actually. Okay, plateau is blessed with a lot of minerals because of eruption of the earthquake. Okay, I mean eruption of the volcano. Volcano when it comes out, the earthquake occurs. Okay, and what precautions you need to take when there is an earthquake? You can't sit in the house actually. You need to come out from the house. You know, if the Richter scale is more, it may happen that the roof of your house can come and fall on you. So always make sure that you're coming in the open area. Never stand under the tree, never stand under the tree, okay? And maybe the tree may also fall down. Make sure that when immediately there's an earthquake, you have to sit under a table, okay? You need to take a shelter on the table so that if the ceiling is falling down, the table protects you. Is it clear? So let's find out how the earthquake looks like. So these are the pictures, these are images of earthquake. If you can see the cracks in between the road, it just actually breaks down. And if you can see this image is in the Latur region in 1993. Latur is in Maharashtra, where we Indian people have seen lot of distraction during that period. The whole village was completely dismantled actually. The surrounding villages just went for the rescue. The students, the college students just went to rescue. There's a lot of casualty. Let it be a casualty, and the economic loss, and the whole houses were dismantled actually, completely distracted. Okay, so you can understand how during the earthquake how happens. It is very danger. It's very danger. And when you're going on the road also, it may happen. The road will maybe be crack into two parts actually. We don't know actually. It's completely why this all happens. All this natural calamity, why it happens. Maybe we're not protecting the earth. Maybe it's global warming. You can say that. Okay, we can't actually say. That's the reason you always make sure that when your developing is happening, we need to go with the sustainable development. So this is all about earthquake. Let's see what is the answer for this. Okay, let's read the answer. The magma and the gases in the earth's interior. The magma and the gases in the earth interior move and pushes the land upwards. As I said, when the magma comes out from the interior of the earth, it pushes upwards. It pushes. You can do the experiment with yourself. You just boil the water in a vessel and lid it up and sprinkle some mustard seeds or some sand particles, and you can observe that the sand particles or mustard seeds are scattering. Why it's scattering? Because of the heat. You can understand why the earthquake occurs actually when it's more heat in the interior of the earth. Okay, let me read again. The magma and the gases in the earth's interior move and pushes the land upwards, making the earth tremble and vibrant. It trembles and vibrant. This violent trembling is known as earthquake. Which country experience more and more of earthquake, and there seems to be a part of them right now? It's Japan. Okay, Japan is a country where the people are so used to the earthquake, and they make sure that the life is again normal. Okay, specific ring of fire where actually the completely in the eastern part of the world, the Japan, they're the specific, and there you can experience, the people experience more and more frequent volcanoes, eruptions and the earthquakes. Okay, so violent trembling is known as the earthquake. Precautions to be taken during the earthquake. What precautions you can take during the volcano eruptions? The first one, come out of an enclosed area. You have to come out from your houses, come out in an enclosed area, which is not closed, it's an open area, enclosed area, and move to an open area, and you have to move in an open place. If you cannot turn outdoor, sit to the corner of the room, away from the window, fans or any other things that may fall you. When there are maybe, sometimes when anything happens, your mind stops. It stops you to take an action. So during that time when you can't come out in an open area, better make sure that you're taking the shelter in the corner of the area where there's no fan. Okay. Next one, take cover under a desk or a table if possible. As I said, make sure that you're taking the shelter under the table. Okay. Preferably use stairs and not the lifts during or immediate after the earthquake. What these precautions? Why you need not supposed to take the lift? Maybe there will be a short circuit, maybe there's a power off and you will be completely fixed in your lift. So better you take the stairs, not the lift. Next one, if traveling, come out of the vehicle immediately in case of an earthquake. If you're traveling, as I said, if you're traveling also, maybe the earthquake occurs, so you have to stop the vehicle, you have to come out from the vehicle. Okay. Take care not to be stand below the tree, signboard, etc., or the road. As I said, you can't take shelter under the tree, or if there are any boards are there, you can't stand below that also, it may fall on you. Okay, so make sure that whenever you experience earthquake, you have to take all these precautionary measures. Okay, I have experienced during the Latur earthquake in 1993. I experienced. I didn't feel it's in a fraction of second. We all just came out. My father said it's an earthquake. Come out from the house. Immediately we left the house. We just came in. It was a few seconds. You know, we are just. It's like a wave. The floor just move here like this, like you're playing the seesaw. Okay. So these are the question answers. Make sure that you're completing all your long answers, children, with a neat handwriting. Thank you, children. Thanks a lot.